Simmers, it's ThatSimminWitch here, and we are doing another Makeover Monday. This time it is the second part of the Caliente family, so we have Katrina and Don. So unlike Nina and Dina, Katrina isn't actually in The Sims 2. The twins have a completely different mother, so she was made up for The Sims 4. But I have my own little story about her origins that I'm going to tell you. So in my story for Katrina, she grew up really poor. Like, she lived in a trailer, she had really low paying jobs, and she really struggled to survive on the money that she was making. Well, one week she goes and plays bingo like she does every week, and she really scores big. So big that she was able to buy the big house that they live in that's basically a mansion. And she was able to afford to furnish it and to basically look after her and her kids for life. But because she grew up poor, she isn't used to having all that money, and so sometimes her tastes in her clothes and the things that she buys are often a little bit low end, a little bit cheaper, some might even say a little bit trashy. And one of the problems that she also faces is attracting the wrong kind of people that are only there for her money. She's a little bit naive in that respect, and that is why her boy toy, Don Lothario, is living with her and her two daughters. So that's the context that we need to bear in mind while we're looking at what we're putting Katrina in for her outfits. So I have mostly stuck to reds, oranges, yellows, golds, those kind of warmer colours. Her favourite colours are yellow and orange, so I wanted to kind of stick to that vibe, and I think they kind of suit her personality anyway. I think they're the kinds of colours that she would really be attracted to. So one of the first things you saw me do was just check that she had a tramp stamp, because if she hadn't, I was going to put one on her, because I feel like she would have done that at some point in her life. But also she is wearing a ring, and she'll wear a ring in all her outfits, and basically she has kidded herself into thinking that her and Don are a couple and that they're engaged and they're going to be together forever. She thinks that she's found her actual love story, so that's why she's wearing the ring. But the relationships reflect that they are not engaged, because Don doesn't see her like that. So I also changed her hair. I'm not a big fan of the hair that she was wearing in the first place, but I did want some volume still. I think that she is the kind of person that wants big hair. But the difference that I've made, I was a little bit inspired by Peggy Bundy from Married with Children. I've never actually seen the show, but I really love the actress that plays her, and so I've seen a lot of photos of her dressed for that character. So I was a little bit inspired by that. That's why she has the sort of little bit of a beehive-y kind of hair. But I kind of also wanted it to look like that she does actually go to a salon that's expensive to get her hair done. That's why it's sleeker and shinier than the hair that she had on before. But it's still got that little element of Katrina in it. So for her formal outfits, I didn't want them to be too sophisticated. Like I said before, she has sort of a more cheap aesthetic and a bit naive with her tastes. But I think that I wanted to put her in at least one gold dress, because I think that in her mind, getting to wear a gold dress is probably the height of sophistication, and she's how could I possibly be any more sophisticated and any more beautiful than I am in this skin tight gold dress. The shade of lipstick that I chose for her was really important to me. I basically wanted to get that orangey red colour. I feel like that she found that lip colour in like the early 80s, like 1981, and that then became like her favourite lip colour, and she's never changed since. So that was that was the reasoning behind the orange red lips. So her second formal wear, I did class her up a little bit. I feel like that she maybe had an event that she had to go to where she did actually have to look really good. So she got a stylist and they put her in that lovely like long orangey maxi dress. So yeah, that was why she was classed up a little bit on her second formal outfit. So I also gave her a C-section scar. I feel like since she had twins that maybe she might have needed to have a C-section rather than giving birth naturally, and especially with her athletic outfits, I have shown her stomach off quite a bit. I think that like when she would dress to work out, she would be thinking like, oh, I might find like a really hot fit guy, and like she's never got out of that like mindset. So she's like, I need to be hot and sexy and show off my body while I'm working out so that my trainer will fall in love with me. And that's kind of how I envisaged the way that she met Don. Like, I think that maybe he was her trainer, or she met him at the gym and maybe he gave her a few tips, and when he saw her he got to know that she had some money, and that's how he ended up in a little bit of a romantic relationship and living with the Calientes. So with her sleepwear, I gave her the outfit that I think that she would wear to actually sleep in and to keep her warm when it's a little bit cooler, and then I gave her fun time sleepwear for when her and Don are getting it on. So for her party wear, I decided for the first one to go with this yellow strappy dress. I think that it's a little bit sophisticated, but not too sophisticated. It really looks nice on her body, like highlights her curves, and the colour of it's really nice on her skin tone. She does cheapen it up with her chunky heel, or her stiletto heels, and her gold chain, but I think that that's the outfit that she would wear to a fancy restaurant. Her second party wear outfit, however, she was inspired when she saw Britney Spears, and that was why she chose this like gold jumpsuit. She was like, that's the look for me. And this is the kind of outfit that I imagine her wearing when she goes to the club with her friends and maybe her daughters, or in what she would is thinking is going to be her upcoming hen party. In Katrina's mind, she is Britney bitch. So with her nails, I mostly gave her like dragon lady nails. Again, she has them done at a really nice salon, but she goes for the not so nice look. So I absolutely love Katrina's like first hot weather fit. I just think that like it is so Katrina. It's like, it's just perfect for her. Like, I feel like she spent a lot of money getting a real leather top, but then it's not exactly super sophisticated, and she is wearing it with some like denim cut-offs, and she's just like, she's not wearing it in maybe the classiest way she could be, and then she tops it off with a cowboy hat, which is just perfectly Katrina in my opinion. So with her cold weather outfits, especially the one that I've done for outdoors with the hat and the gloves, I didn't really wrap her up super warm, because I think that she's one of those people that she would rather look good than be warm. So that's why she's got like the leather jacket where it's partly open so you can see like her cleavage, and why she's wearing the like tight white trousers. I just think that like, yeah, that's the vibe that she went for her outdoor cold weather. For the indoor one, I wanted her to sort of be a bit snuggly and warm, so that's why we did the jumper dress. I think that like, I couldn't quite decide whether I wanted her in leggings or like jeggings. I ended up settling for leggings because I didn't think the jeggings looked quite right when I was playing around with them. But I think that like at home she doesn't mind wearing the big bulky jumper, but out in the streets she wants to look as hot as possible. So those are all of Katrina's outfits, and now we get to move on to the man of the house, Don Lothario. I'm really sorry guys if you hear my cat in the background. He's really playing me up today, and the only way I can get him to not be a total menace is to let him sit on the desk next to me. So you might hear him purring or meowing, but I'm really sorry if you do. So Don Lothario, he was obviously in The Sims 2 as well. I haven't really gone back to his Sims 2 look. I kind of have kept him more Sims 4 style. But he is the man that I will never marry. In The Sims 2, I used to torture him by get him looking on the telescope and getting abducted by aliens and having like as many alien babies as possible, because I really did not like his attitude. So most of Don's colour scheme has red in his outfits, mainly because he is a walking red flag, so I thought it was only fair to warn everyone that Don is on the prowl. But also, obviously red is like the colour of passion and romance, and he's supposed to be good at that, so that's kind of why red plays a big part in his outfits. I also did keep Don as pansexual, just because like I really thought that he is up for romance with whoever will allow him to have romance, basically. So that's why he kept that for his sexuality. Also, most of his outfits, he has his chest out a little bit. One of the things that really icks me out about some men is having the chest out and showing off their hairy chest. So this feels like a real like Don Lothario energy, where he's trying to be suave and attract women, but he actually just ends up coming off really creepy. He also wears a gold chain in all of his outfits. I'm pretty sure I put it on all of his outfits anyway. Basically, the story of the gold chain is that Katrina bought it for him to match her gold chain, and he really wanted one because he's all about the money and the material goods, so he wears it at every opportunity he can. I also used a lot of the clothing from the Casanova Cave kit, mainly because obviously it was inspired by Don Lothario anyway, but also like a lot of it just really suits that vibe, so quite a few of the pieces he has on is from that kit. So if you really do want to do Don justice, then get the kit if you haven't got it. So I was really surprised that Don was actually in a tuxedo for his formal wear. I just think that isn't him at all. Like, that is far too like suave. So I've gone for the open low cut shirt in the pattern, because I think like I don't know, it just really makes me think of Don. Plus also the leather pants. I had to put him in leather pants at least once, but I've managed to do it twice because I also did it in his party wear. I just think that, like, if anyone is going to wear leather pants and think that he's the coolest person in the world, then it's Don Lothario. So when I do these makeovers, sometimes I have actual specific items in mind that I know that I want to put on certain Sims that I think fit their style or their personality. With Don, I knew quite a lot of the pieces that I wanted to use, or at least knew the kinds of pieces that I wanted to use. And this first workout outfit from the Casanova cave kit, it's just really Don, like having the cut off sleeves on his hoodie so that you can see like his chest and stuff. It's just Don all over. Like, I don't really know how else to explain it. So for his nightwear, I did go for this little like black vest and shorts from the Life and Death kit, I think it is, but also I went for the open dressing gown with the tigers on. I just think that, like, one, even when he's trying to be warmer, he still has to have his chest out because that's just the way Don is. And also it's got a tiger on, and tigers are predators, and so is Don. So like I said before, I did manage to get him in another pair of leather pants for his party wear outfit, this time paired with a more casual shirt and vest combination so that you get to see his hairy chest again, of course. His second party wear outfit, I just full on went for an open shirt because I think that, like, if it was hot, he would be like, yeah, why not? I might as well just show off my assets. So that's what I did for his party wear. His swimwear, I obviously had to go for teeny tiny swimming trunks because it's Don and he needs tiny pants. So it took me a little while to decide on his hot weather fits, especially the second one. The first one I just went for like the short dungarees and the vest top. I just think that, like, they're kind of thing that he would wear if he got hot. The second outfit, it took me ages to decide what I wanted to put in there. I did originally really consider the little crop top that he's on the screen wearing for ages. I couldn't decide. And also you saw me put him in random costumes. It's because sometimes I let the intrusive thoughts win and I just want to see one of the Sims in a really ridiculous costume. But I did in the end go with this like vest top that just about covers his nipples, and yeah, his short shorts, because short shorts and nipples out are Don's vibe. So for his outdoor cold weather fit, I did go with something that was a bit more covered up and a bit more appropriate for snow. I really think that he would be interested in skiing and snowboarding, so I couldn't have him hurtling down the ski slope with his chest out. But for now, I'm going to say dag dag. These makeovers are on the gallery, and if you could like and subscribe, that really helps. But I hope you all have an awesome day, and I'm going to leave you with Don's little fashion show.